7.
Number. Oh yes.
Isn't that crazy? It's halfway through the semester.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how well I did on the test. I hope I did well.
I don't know. I felt pretty decent about it. If I didn't get all the points, at least I got the approach right, I'm pretty sure.
I feel good about all the questions that were on the study guide that
Uh-huh.
was matching. When it got to matching the shapes, I got really nervous about a couple of them.
Yeah, so I met with a friend and he kind of showed me if you have your x squared, y squared, and z squared, and you've got, say, your z squared's negative,
Yeah.
it's going to be a cone if it equals 0. If it's a negative number, that's when you get your hyperboloid of two sheets, because
Oh,
the center's away from the origin by 1. And then if it's a positive number, it expands so it's one sheet basically. It's not just a cone where it meets in the origin. It
yeah.
meets at that radius away from it.
Okay.
So I don't know, that kind of helped me. And then he just showed me a few things that kind of really helped sink it in. And then I don't know how well I did on the shapes either, because some of them, like, I think it's a cone, but
I know they were just so. He threw in so many different numbers just to throw us off.
yeah, the numbers I didn't really pay attention to coefficients to.
You can just ignore the coefficients; they aren't important. But still,
Right.
um,
I think there was a question or two I wasn't sure on, but I can't remember what they are right now because it's
yeah, there was like I think two or three questions that weren't on the study guide at all. There was one that I just could not answer. I did not remember ever doing it in the homework.
yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think that's the one that I had a question with too, but
It's the
I'll
one
have
with
to look at it because I can't remember now because I had another test I studied for right after that, and so I don't remember much about this class test other than I felt like I did okay.
the one that I missed was the one with the coordinate system, where you had to write the points and sketch it, where it's like 16 is less than or equal to z squared plus y squared plus x squared is less than 9, less than or equal to 9, and z is less than 0. And I was like, I don't know how to make an equation from that.
Yeah, let's see what did I do on that one. I can't remember. There's something I did. I don't know. I don't remember. I know I approached it. I can't remember how I figured that one out.
It got to the point that I was like, this isn't worth my time. I can't come up with anything. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah. I don't like tests because I don't think it really tells your ability to understand the material. Just that you can regurgitate stuff. And
yeah,
I've never been really good at regurgitating. I
me
guess I haven't been good at understanding either. But I just don't think that's the best way to tell someone's understanding or help them understand either.
yeah. I'm really hoping that I did okay though. As long as I didn't do as
Yeah,
bad as
well,
I somehow managed to do on the first test.
yeah, I'm sure that he'll compensate us for it because, like I said, we're not the ones who struggle with the tests.
Yeah, that's what I'm holding for in the end, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
there's probably a couple people who are born to do math, but I don't know. Yeah, I had a professor like that once at ISU. He's Russian, and that's all he liked was math, and he was just excited about it. It's pretty funny.
All right. Did you have any questions on the week 5 quiz?
You mean week 7?
No, I
I
mean
haven't.
the personal
Oh, for the.
for the.
Oh, I haven't. Have they emailed that yet? I
Yeah, I got it
didn't
like
see
a
that.
week ago. Yeah, I got it last.
Um,
I did horrible on it. It's the first exam that I did horrible on, or the first quiz. I usually do pretty good on the
Oh,
quizzes.
okay, I think okay, I see your thing. Let me I guess I can just preview it. We'll see. Ooh, yeah. Well, it says I got a 74%. Looks like
It's better than me. I got a 47 somehow.
I did really bad on one of the other ones. I think that's the one that it didn't print the last two problems, so I didn't realize there were two
Yeah.
of them I didn't answer. Okay, I missed 1, 3, 4. Oh, it said 4. They're not going to take off points.
I didn't get 4 at all, apparently.
But it said I did something wrong. They wanted me to do the sign inverse and then replace it. Oh, I see what it did. I think that's the one where you have to take the ds and then you have to solve t for s, and I did it incorrectly. I got the correct answer, I think, on accident. I'm not sure. And 6, it said I was close on, but I was off. Probably algebra or something.
Yeah, 6 apparently I didn't get it right at all. 3, 4, and 6 apparently were my trouble points, and then I got a couple of points taken off a few other problems. The other problems.
Wait, how many points was 3 worth? Because I missed 12. I thought they were only worth 10.
Each one's worth a different amount. I missed 12 on 3 as well. I felt pretty confident about 3 too.
Yeah, I thought I did too. Do you want to go over this quiz first? I'll need to pick up my stuff, my quiz. Remember where I put it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. All right. There just wasn't a lot of room, I didn't think, for some of the stuff. Oh, no, that was the test I was thinking of. Okay, 3.
That last question on the test, I took up 2 pages.
Yeah.
I think that
I had the scratch paper with me, so I just kind of turned that one in.
I think that I forgot to simplify somewhere because it was really complicated at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to put rest on the back for number 6.
Oh, apparently I got 4 points for 16.
Hmm.
Or for 3. 3 was worth 16 points.
Okay. Did you get 1 right?
Mostly.
Let's see.
Let's see.
He wants me to watch a video or something back in 13.1. Let's see, what did I end up doing? So
Apparently I didn't need to add x and y together.
that's what I did, I'm pretty sure.
I took the x derivative and the y derivative, but then I added them together, and apparently I didn't need to do that, so we subtracted a point.
Do you actually see your quiz marked up? Because I just have a piece of paper.
No, I just pulled up my my quiz, and I'm going based off of his notes.
Oh. Yeah, mine just says look back and see how you take the total derivative, which I thought that's what I did.
I don't understand what I did wrong with B. It says you are creating a different matrix using the same information. I thought that's what I did. Cosine t and negative sine t.
For B, I don't know. He didn't say. He just said I need to check it all out. But so I only got 2 points right out on that one. So I don't know how to follow my example, but I've got sine t, cosine t, and sine squared t cosine t minus sine t cosine squared t. That's all in a 1/3. And then I have a 3/1 matrix dx dt dy dt dz dt.
Where's Z?
Where's what?
Z.
Z is your f of x or y. Have you done any of the homework for the chain rule?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the formula for that, they have you find like dw dt,
Yeah.
which equals the partial of w over the partial of x times the derivative of x with respect to t, plus the partial w over partial y times the derivative of y with respect to t, plus the partial of w over the partial of z times the derivative of z with respect to t. So I don't know if this problem is the same, because that's all we're doing really. But I followed the example I had written down where it set up the matrix and everything. And it was like f of x times dx plus f of y times dy plus f of z times dz. I thought, but I don't know. Well, okay, so we don't know that one, so we'll have to watch the video. What was the next? Did you get 2 right?
Apparently I screwed up the last bit.
What was your end result?
Let's see. I did R derivative of t equals t plus 2, comma, t squared over 2 plus 3, comma, cosine t.
Yeah.
And then I did
He didn't mark me wrong. Here's the answer I got. It was R of t is going to equal. Oh, there's 3 different answers we have to find, right? Oh no, it was just RT.
No,
RT, I have t squared over 2.
Yep.
T over squared plus 2 t plus 1 is the x component.
Wait.
Then I've got t.
So you got t squared over 2 plus 2t plus 1, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then my y is t cubed over 6 plus 3t.
Okay, got that.
And then my z is 2t minus sine t plus 1.
Where's the 2t coming from?
Okay, let's see. What did I do? So I'll just go over the steps and then I'll see exactly where that came from. So we took the integral of r double prime to get r prime.
Yep.
And then I did r prime of 0 to find out what the constants were, which in that case I found constant in x is 2, constant y is 3, and the constant of z is 2. And then I plugged those in.
Z is 1.
What did I do there? So it was minus cosine t plus c2 equals 1 at that point when t equals 0, and cosine of 0 is 1. So it's minus 1 plus c2 equals 1.
I don't know where you're getting
So then
that.
you subtract a negative 1, and so that's c2 equals 2.
But we're given r prime 0.
Yeah, no, that's what I did. So I found r prime from the derivative or the integral of r double prime, right?
Yeah, that's what I did.
And so here's what I did. I put t plus c of x. That's just what I called it. The constant x.
Plus 2.
And then comma t squared over 2 plus cy, comma negative cosine t plus c2.
Oh, is it negative?
Yeah, because you're integrating, so it's the opposite. When you take a derivative of sine, it's always positive, but when you take an integral of sine, it's always negative.
So I got that wrong. That's supposed to be negative, which means that my negative sign, my sign at the end is supposed to be negative.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
But shouldn't it be negative sine t plus 1?
2t minus sine t plus 1. That's what I have.
I'm just
So anyway,
confused where the 2t
found
is.
those constants. Oh, go ahead.
I just don't understand where the 2t is coming from. I know you just kind of, but I'm still just not getting it.
Yeah, let me look, because I uploaded this to him. So maybe if I can share my screen once I find the
If you go under assignment,
deal.
and then you can click the 1 in.
Go under assignments.
Yeah. That's where I always find it.
Oh, I opened up the group quick. Yeah, I was just going to go to my email and preview it that way. Okay, so assignments, quizzes and tests.
Not quizzes and tests.
What's that?
Assignments.
Oh, it's just assignments?
Yeah, up at the top in iLearn.
Oh, I'm not in the right place. I was in my math lab. It's like, I don't get it. It wants me to submit the quiz. What? Does that mean I've not done it correctly?
You have to click the 1.
Oh.
Hello?
Okay, I feel better about that because it's like, shoot, he hasn't graded any of them or given me points for him on that. Okay, here we go. Oh, it wants me to download it? Lame. Okay. I don't know how easy it will be to see. Okay, let me screen share now that I found it. All right, where am I looking again? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, here we go. Nope. What? I don't know what I did with it now. Oh, here we go, MyMATLAB. Okay, so here's how I did number 2. And like I said, I think he gave me full points on that one.
Sorry,
yeah, no problem. But basically, my pattern was I took the integral, then I found the initial condition, or when r whatever, if it's prime or just r of 0, to find the constants. And then I found the constants. And those are my 3 steps that just rinsed and repeated. And hopefully that's somewhat legible. But it's hard with not having a lot of space and being expected to show all your steps.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Your scan's in way better than mine. Mine becomes so faint.
How are you scanning yours in?
With a photo scanner or a copy, one of those.
Yeah, so I don't really have one. Well, I kind of do, but I didn't for a while. I didn't have it just at my disposal, so I downloaded a couple different PDF ones, and most of them you can use like 5 times, and then they want you to pay for it, and they won't let you scan anymore. But the one I use right now, the app is Fast Scanner.
I get it.
And it's not as good as the other ones, but
Yeah.
it converts your JPEG or whatever into a PDF.
Okay.
So that's how I do it. I don't know if it's the best way, but that might be an option for you.
Well, he always can read it, so I'm good so far.
Yeah, I would worry about it if you don't have to.
But
But yeah, so like I said, all I did was I'd integrate at one level, then I would find the initial conditions to find the constants, and then I just
yeah,
plug them in. So
I
here,
just
my RFT is
realized.
t plus 2, t squared over 2 plus 3, and then 2 minus cosine t. Is that what you got at that point?
No, that's the only reason I got it wrong. I see. I see what I did wrong now. I didn't use cosine 0.
Oh, I
I
see.
just assumed that that was just a 0. That negative
Gotcha.
cosine 0 equaled 0. So I
So it was just your constant that was off then.
yeah, I just used the constant as 1.
And how many points did he dock for that one?
4.
4 for that small algebra error? Wow.
Well, I mean that error did propagate to the final answer to be bigger than.
Yeah, I guess that's probably true.
Oh well. I felt really good about A. I don't know how I screwed it up. Or
Oh,
3.
my thing's cutting out, which means my computer's being funky. So I didn't hear what you just said.
Oh, I said I felt really good about 3A. I don't understand.
Yeah. Let me see what they
Okay.
said about my email. 3. So everything was completely wrong on 3. So I should have set up.
He just gave me the equation negative 16t squared plus 32t plus 48 equals 0. And then I need to solve for t.
So what I got was negative 16t squared plus 64 sine of 30 times t plus 48.
Yeah, he's not even using the sine of 30. What I ended
You
up
have to
doing,
break the component apart, right?
I ended up doing 48 times sine 30 um, times 64 over 9.8.
Hmm.
I didn't know how to do the 48 part.
I don't know if I did it right either. I just knew that the y of t usually 0, but we're going 48 past that. So I just assumed it was in the negative direction. So that I just put my y of t is 48. In fact, we'll just look at how I set it up since I already have it right here. I know it's hard because that's not a lot of room to do a physics problem. But yeah, I put my y of t, like I said, to negative 48. But I don't understand why this one's wrong. Because it's your velocity times the direction, which we're going in the y direction, right?
Well, your first problem is you have it in meters instead of feet.
Do I?
I'm assuming that M
The
stands for
six,
meters.
the 16 is 2 times g.
No, I'm talking about down in B.
Talking about this one?
No, down in the second part of the problem. Your final answer. You put meters.
Oh, why did I have meters? I just put meters. That's awesome. It's in feet. I didn't change the thing at all.
That's funny. I got 361.96 feet. So we actually had similar answers, just off by a factor of 10.
Yeah.
Weird.
I wonder why it's so wrong. Why there are so many points missed. Because how many did he say I missed? Here, I'm just gonna.
I missed 12 of the 16.
Yeah, same. I think I understand about not getting the right answer and things, but I think it's the right approach.
I don't
What'd you
know.
get for your T? What'd you get for your T's actually?
I didn't bother setting up that.
Well, I couldn't think of how to do it without doing the quadratic because it was weird. And then I had to redo it a couple times because I think I mixed up the minus and pluses and stuff.
Yeah. Gonna be
But I
honest.
mean, it's got to be somewhat right if it was as close as yours was. I really don't think we were that far off. I just don't understand why we missed it. Because, I don't know. To me, it seems pretty similar. At least part A should be pretty close.
Ugh, it's worth a whole percentage point. I want to fix it. I just
So I guess I need to watch a video on this one too.
didn't give a YouTube video though. He didn't give me any YouTube videos.
Well, he didn't. He just said, "See this video." The last time he supposedly gave me a link, but there wasn't a link in there. Solve for T in part A and use that T in part B. That's exactly what I did. It may not have been right, but that's the formula I did. I just followed my notes. That was pretty close to the example. The only thing different, like you said, was that 48, which I swear I don't know why that. Oh, that's why. What? Okay, so the sine of 30 is 1/2, right?
I have no idea.
I think it is. And so 64 sine of 30 is correct. I just didn't, what do you call it? I didn't simplify it. Here, we're going to check that out. 30 sine, yeah, 30, sine of 30 is half. So I had it right. I just didn't, like I said, simplify it to that equation. There wasn't anything wrong with what I did. I just waited to do the sine of 30 till after I'd already had my quadratic, so I had the right answer when I typed in my calculator. So I don't know. I think I'm right because I have that form. Yeah. Here, let me plug numbers instead and see what happens here. Rewrite it. Because that's one thing I can think of. Maybe I mixed up a couple things, but let me do the quadratic real quick if you don't mind.
It's fine.
Minus 30 minus 32 plus or minus 32 squared minus 4 times a negative 16 times 48. And that's going to be all over 2 times the negative 16. I believe. Yeah, I don't think I should have missed that. Part A. I'm pretty sure that I know that's exactly right, which he should know. He should have docked me maybe a couple points for not simplifying it the way he wanted, but missing that much, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Oops. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, so in the quadratic I get 1 plus or minus 64. I still get the same answer. I get 63 or 65. So what the heck? How did I get that wrong? That's exactly what I got.
I'm not sure.
So what'd you get for your T in that one?
313 seconds.
You got 13 seconds?
313.5 seconds.
Oh. I got 65 for it going down all the way. 63 for when it hits the x-axis, essentially. I just followed the formula he gave me, which is the same I had. Like I said, I didn't simplify it to the very end. Because what I end up getting is 1 plus or minus the square root of 4096, which equals 64. And that's all over 1, I guess. So it's just 1 plus or minus 64 is what I end up getting.
I'm not sure. Do you want to start working on the group quiz? I'm not sure
Yeah, if that's
how much
well,
we'll be able to help each other for the next bit.
yeah. Is there another question just to kind of quickly look at and see how someone else did it? Maybe. Let's see.
Well,
6 said I was close.
I think I know how to do 6 and 4 now that I've done the test and
Okay.
for it. So I just got to take the time before Saturday to actually do it.
Yeah. Well, that was really the only time I had to study too. It's last time I could. I studied a little bit throughout the week and a little bit Friday night. And this one I just felt behind. So, do you want to see my 4 so you know how I did it exactly?
I think I'll be fine.
I could. Okay, I could even email it if you want to look at it. Not that it's all going to be good, but at least 4 would be kind of sloppy. Okay, 6. I'm just going to look at it real quickly and see.
Okay.
I thought I did it right, but whatever. I know I did the form right, so I don't know why I missed all those points. Just because I got wrong answers, I suppose. But okay, so group quiz, you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, find and sketch the level curves.
Why are we sketching things?
I don't know. That was the beginning part of this week, and the ones we had were pretty easy. I don't remember doing anything like this one. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, there's 5 questions this week. Oh, yeah. I think I vaguely remember this stuff.
I remember doing it, but I don't know why. I thought that assignment was easy because of the test, how I studied for it.
Yeah.
But now I don't. Okay, so if you replace f of x and y with z, and then you take the square root, so it should end up equaling z squared plus x squared plus y squared equals 22. It's got to be an ellipsoid, as far as how they call it. Actually, it's a sphere, so it's got to be C, with the radius of the square root of 22. So I think it's C. I don't know what you think. Yeah, all I did is I just squared everything and then moved all the x's and y's together. In fact, what is the square root of 22?
I can see
Square
that.
root of 22 square root of 22 is 4.69, so it's just below 5.
Well,
Which, according to C, is right there as the radius.
okay.
Does that make sense?
I think I have different numbers than you. Oh, yes. See. Okay. I was like, mine.
Here, let me.
My C was something else, and so I was a little confused.
Oh, I didn't even worry about C's. I just looked at the general shape.
Yeah, the
So
sphere.
I just did the Z squared, whatever, equals, and then it's that square. I don't know how to do the square root symbol, so that's just a square root, or it was the square root of all that stuff, and so I just took the square of it, like I said. So it's 22 minus x squared minus y squared.
Oh, I see what you did. Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved everything over, so then it should be Z
So
squared plus.
x squared plus y squared equals 22. Yeah, it was just
Mm-hmm.
sounds good.
So that's why I just looked at the pictures. Oops. And I figured it's got to be a circle, so I'm not even worried about C equals whatever. I mean, we could have put 0 and all that, but it's going to be a circle in the XY plane.
Yeah.
I just didn't put any values in for Z, or essentially f of XY, but
Nope, I'm good with that reasoning.
okay. Perfect. Okay, display the values. A by sketching surface Z equals f of x, y. So it's got to be a plane. It's not going to be A, because there's no squaring or anything. So it's
Yeah.
not parabolic. So it's going to be 6x plus 2y plus z equals 6. Choose the correct answer below.
I don't understand the difference between A and B. I mean, I see the difference, but I don't understand how we'd be able to tell the difference from the equation.
Okay, so what assignment I wanted you to get, how did it work? So we put f of x, y equals 0, I think, which is z. So you put 0 equals 6 minus 6x minus 2y. Then
Yeah.
you just solve for one of them. So let's just say we solve for y. There's going to be 2y equals 6 minus 6x. You can divide everything by 2. So y is going to be 3 minus 3x. And now you plug in a value for 3. So if 3 is going to be 1, then y is going to be 0. Let me think. I have notes somewhere here scattered around. I know here. Let me go to Math Lab and look at one of the things. Because I know it's got it, but you do something like that, and then you do something with x. You solve for when y is 0 for x, or whatever number you want. And then you do something together. I'm just trying to think. I know I did it, and it made sense kind of after I read through it. What lesson plan was that one? Oops. think it was this one, 22. Oops. I think this is what it wants. We need to find the curve, right? Oh wait, no, this isn't going to be the right example. Okay, this looks like. Do we have a point in the quiz? No point. Gosh, I just wish I remembered. Yeah, it might have been that one, but okay, it was this one right here. I had no idea how to graph it, so I failed a few times until I figured it out. I hate how you have to continue a billion times. Okay. Let's see, what did they do? Okay, so they have their f of x, y, z equals to c, and then they put c equals to the function. So in our case, 6 equals 6 minus 6x minus 2y equals c, right? And then it says choose a value for c and use the cross sections to identify the correct graph. So what c do you want to use? It doesn't really matter. I put 0, but maybe that's not a good one.
0 works for me.
What's that?
0 works for me.
Okay. So ours is going to be 0 equals 6 minus 6x minus 2y. So to find the cross section on the YZ plane set x equal to 0, and then solve for the remaining variables, which in this case is going to be y. So if x equals 0, then y is going to equal 3. And if y equals 0, x should equal 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see. The graph of the cross section in the YZ plane has the following restrictions: x equals 0 and y equals -6. There are no restrictions on z, so it can take any value. Yeah, see, I don't understand this part. I just kind of figured out, once I figured out the slope, kind of the angle it was, and went that way. So in the xy plane, I'm going to try graphing it, see if it makes sense in my mind. Probably won't. So x equals 1 as far as the plane goes, and y equals 3. So I'm not sure how. See, they have got a vertical line there, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Because that's not even x equals 0 on their example. Anyway, I'm just going to leave that there for now. Not worried about the graph on it. Okay, let's see. Now we need to find the xz plane. Oh wait, we did that already. Oh wait, maybe we didn't. Oh yeah, we did. Okay, I see what they did. So the restriction is the YZ plane. So you have a vertical line basically at y equals 3 in our graph. And then in the second one, when we found out x, we should have it's kind of going to be a little slanted. Maybe it's still a vertical line in the z plane, but at x equals 1. That's all those lines here are showing, are the bounds for the x z plane, or the components of it anyway. Okay, now it says find the cross section on the xy plane. Set z equal to 0. Oh, we already did that. And solve for one of the remaining variables. So I guess we could do y. So 0 equals 6 minus 6x minus 2y.
So 3x minus 3 equals y. Negative.
Yep.
So it actually so it'd actually be 3 minus 3x equals y.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I have. So
Put in 0 and y equals 3.
yeah. Let's go to.
If you put in y is 0, then
3 equals 1. Oh, it's the answer we already got already.
yeah.
But we have our slope, so we know that wherever it's going to start out 3 moved over from an axis, which it doesn't really clarify on this one. Since we have y equals that, it should be 3 shifted over in the y direction, and then it's going to move in the negative 3, 1 slope for the xy plane. So that means it's going to go 3 down in the y direction and 1 back. So it's got to be B, I'm thinking. From the way the slope's going.
Yeah, that's the one that I thought.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I did the other one, is I just found the slope angle that I thought was right and just guessed it. Oh, that's only part of the problem. Dang it. Okay, which of the following is the graph of the level curves?
I think it's C on yours.
Because it's going 3 to the left.
Because it's a negative slope.
Yeah, negative slope. I mean, it's going one to the right and 3 down. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, we're 2/5 of the way done.
Yeah.
All right, this stuff I like doing some of this. So unless they make it hard, but it's not too bad. So partial f over partial x. So that should be 5x to the 4th times 3y plus 5 plus x to the 5th minus 3 times. Oh, that's going to be 0, isn't it?
Yep.
So we should just get 5x to the 4th times 3y plus 5.
That's what I got.
Okay. Partial f over partial y. The first term is going to be 0. And the second term is going to be x to the 5th minus 3, not plus. Got to do that right. Times 3, just 3.
Well, I think we need to factor it out first.
What's that?
I think we need to factor it out first.
You could do that. I just did the product rule. Or do you mean you have to simplify it by putting everything out?
I think you need to put everything out first.
Oh, so it should be 3x to the 5th minus.
Give me 1 second.
Well, we should get the same answer whether we factor it first or not. But, I mean, that's not a wrong way to do it. Just more algebra. More steps, the more errors I make, anyway.
Because I got 15x to the fourth y plus 25x to the fourth.
Yeah, that's right. I just didn't factor it all out.
Okay.
I like leaving them in the simple answers if I can, but yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I just don't trust the Mathematica to give me credit.
Yeah. Mathematica, I used something else years ago. What the heck was it? I didn't like it. It was some physics thing. And it docked you. If you were like 0.0 extra,
Yeah.
just on the end, you have like 0.01, and then you have a 0 after that, then it docked you and didn't even count for it. So what was the point of that?
All right.
I mean, it's important to get the right answer.
For the second part, I got 3x to the fifth minus 9.
Yep, same.
Oh, I think my wife is calling me. One sec.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello?
Partial G, partial X. 4x cubed y plus 0.
All right, I'm back.
No problem. I've got part of them solved. I'll write my answers, and then you can work through it and see what you get.
Okay.
Yeah, that's as far as I've gotten. I've got. I'm on the third one now, I guess.
All right, I'm done.
With all three of them, huh?
All four.
Or four of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what I've noticed, at least as far as the homework assignment and this quiz, is that doesn't matter the order of the bottom, which X and Y you do, they're always the same. I'm sure there's some functions where that's not the case, but
Yeah, that's true. I think
at
that's what
least in these ones, it is. Yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to teach us.
Yeah. Well, you're a lot quicker than I am because while you were on the phone, I was doing this. But I try to write out every step, so it helps me remember too. I don't know. Probably not a good thing, but
I write out the first
but
and then do the second.
yeah. Oh,
So
were those the answers you got?
let's see. 12x squared y minus 3y cosine x. Yep. 4x cubed minus sine x. That means the bottom one's the same. Minus 4 sine y. Yes.
Perfect. Last question looks like.
Have a stupid chain rule.
Okay. So yeah, so that's the thing. I like partial derivatives, but once they make it cumbersome like this, it's I get so confused with this thing. So partial W. Oh, I guess this part's not so bad.
Oh, it is.
Let me think. So partial W with respect to partial U should equal partial W over partial
Ugh.
X times the derivative of X with respect to U. Now I just got to write this formula out, otherwise I'm going to do it wrong. Partial W over partial Y times the derivative of Y over T, derivative of T, dt I mean, plus partial W over partial Z times the derivative of Z with respect to T. Yeah, this is where I gave up on the homework. I was doing part of it last night and a little bit this morning, but just too much algebra. Okay, so I need to find partial W or partial X. So that means we're going to get Y plus Z. And the derivative of X with respect to T. Oh gosh, not T. That's what I've been saying. With respect to U is going to just be 1. partial w partial y should be x plus z. So it looks like it doesn't matter the partial y or x. It's going to be whatever coefficient plus, except for the one that you're taking derivative or partial derivative to. So it's going to be y plus c in the x plus c in the y, and then it's going to be x plus y in the z.
Yeah.
At least that one's not so bad. So dy du. Throw that down there. Be quiet. Okay. Dy du is just going to be 1 as well. Okay, dz du should be v. Okay, partial w or partial u now is going to be y plus z times 1 plus x plus z times 1 plus x plus y times v. And then now we need to replace the x's and y's and z's with whatever they equal. So y is going to be u minus 2v plus uv plus u plus 2v plus uv plus u plus 2v plus y, which is u minus 2v. No, that's multiplied by v. Wow, that's so much algebra.
I think I have my answers.
Yeah, I'm almost there. Give me 1 second. Crap, is that a U or a V? I can't read my handwriting. That's a U. UV minus 2V squared. Okay, those cancel. Those cancel. So there's just a lot of U's and a lot of V's. I mean, a lot of U's and UV's. So I get 2U plus 4UV. That the answer you got?
Can you write it down into the...
Oh, yeah, then that way it'd be easier to see instead of just spouting out.
Yep.
Gosh, that was too much work for that little answer.
Well, a lot of things canceled out, so.
Yeah, thankfully that made it a lot easier.
Yep.
Okay, now we're doing the same thing all over again, but with respect to V, huh?
All you need...
Well, we already know we only have to do with respect to V now, the derivative with V, because we already have our partials with the respect
what
to...
I did to get that answer is I just substituted. I know it's not the way we're supposed to, but it's the easiest way.
I think the important thing about math is there's more than one way to do it, as long as you can find a way that works for you.
Yeah, I just substituted and got it down to the equation of w equals u squared minus 4v squared plus 2u squared v. And then just took the derivative in regards to u and the derivatives in regards to v.
Yeah, instead of just doing symbolically like I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I already have half of the work done on this one. But you already have it set up, so it's simple. So you're probably already done.
Oh yeah.
A little longer setup, but you still got it taken care of. So, well, I'm not quite at that point, so you're gonna have to give me a second. dy dv.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and submit this quiz and see
Sounds good.
how we did. Got all 5
Is
right.
there any
100%.
all 5 right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Your team.
I just have to plug and chug everything now, so it's y plus z times 2.
It is quite satisfying to see that 100%.
Yeah, it's always nice.
Especially when it comes to this stuff, because there's so many ways that you can just mess up a variable or something.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh man, I've got so much algebra to do still. So your way, from what I take it, not only saves time but gives you peace of mind. Because this is just a nightmare. I know not all problems are going to be easy to solve this way, like you did, but I bet a lot of them are.
All the ones on the
Probably
home.
most of them are. Yeah. Okay, now I have to think, where am I at? Okay, y. U minus 2v. Yeah, I'm just still setting up. I haven't even. I'm just replacing the x's and y's right now and z's. U plus 2v plus u and v. All right. 2u minus 4v plus 2uv minus 2u minus 4v minus 2uv plus, looks like 2u squared. Those ones cancel. And those cancel. So what I end up with is 2u squared minus 4v. Is that what you got?
No.
Oh, great.
I got 2u squared minus 8v.
Oh, minus 8v. Yeah, you're right. I thought it canceled that one out. All right. If I get it wrong, whatever. Okay, good. Perfect.
Hey, go us.
Yeah, I really don't think I got 3 wrong. I want to see his solution, because the physics one,
I want to see the solution for all of the quizzes and stuff and tests because there's so many times that I'm just like, I don't know. And I hate to say this, but there's definitely been more than once that he's been wrong.
Yeah, that's true. I don't see how my setup was wrong for the equation. It was the same answer. Just I had the sign of 30 in there. And I did solve for t, and it's the same answer I got 3 times in a row now. And I know that finding the range, how far it goes, it equals to your x velocity times the t you found in A. Just what I did. So I don't know. Oh, I'm still sharing my screen. I forgot about that. Well, do you want to go over the quiz, or do you think you do better watching videos and stuff on your own?
I'll probably be good watching videos. I have another group meeting soon, and I wouldn't mind grabbing a bite to eat before that. So
Okay, no problem. Well, harass you next week, same time.
sounds good. Good
Man,
work.
thanks.
See you next week.
Yep, we'll see you. Yep.